Hello and welcome to the 7th episode of the podcast Yoga Consciousness, the podcast for connecting with self, humans and earth. I'm Hananda from common.yoga. In this podcast series, we ask if and how yoga, conscious being and mindfulness can change society. To do this, we interview yogis of all kinds. In this way, we would like to share and make accessible the different meanings and interpretations that yoga experience in our universal consciousness. The aim is to create exchange and connection between us and to show us that we can be together, feel together and act together in this world. In the following interview, I talk to Tiziano Dimattia. He is yoga teacher and natural movement trainer for the yoga teacher trainings at HariOm Yogaschool in Italy. My first question is, what is yoga for you and how do you connect it, or where do you see a connection to natural movement?
So yoga for me is a way to discover yourself, and also it's a way to go deeper on what we are. And I can find the same meanings in natural movement, but in a different way. I like to mix both of them because there are missing points in natural movements and there are missing points in yoga too, like in every kind of discipline. Mm-hmm. So that's why I like a multidisciplinary approach. And for instance, what I mostly like about natural movement is that there is a lot of interaction, connection, cooperation with each other, which nowadays is really important. And yes, then from yoga, there is in natural movement, there is, for my opinion, some missing part about stretching and stuff like that. Okay, for instance, in natural movement, thinking about the physical point of view, there is not that much work on back bends, opening the chest, okay, which nowadays for our society it's really important for both motivation from a physical point of view, because we tend to have really bad postural habits with kyphotic attitude because of the too much time sitting, and also from a mental point of view, because thanks to the back bends we can create joy inside of us, and today it's really important. So I think that will be the only missing point. Then I really like when I teach natural movement with people, I like to introduce them into pranayama techniques. So I bring the pranayama aspect into natural movement, which I think can be really useful for people.
Wow, okay. And how do you practice yoga and natural movement for yourself? What does your training look like?
Okay. Sometimes I try, because in natural movement we have a lot of ground movements, okay? So I try to make my yoga practice more challenging and more fun and with a lot of variations, because I try to bring inside of the yoga practice some of the ground movements that we have in natural movement. In natural movement. Also, they really help each other, okay? Because thanks to practice natural movement, a lot of strength poses in yoga practice become much easier, for instance. And also getting used to scratch your skin, to roll on the floor, to get in contact, and sometimes also feel some little pain, but not because you're working bad, because you hit something. It's something that makes you feel alive. Okay, and in that way this gives me a lot of energy, a lot of stimulation, and for me doing a yoga practice feels always something really easy from a mental point of view. I never get, if I have to do a tough class, let's do it. I see it like a fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, wow, so it helps also in the mood you face things.
Yeah, I think there's something in I want to ask you next, because when you're teaching yoga and movement, what is your mission? What do you want to transmit to your students?
With natural movement, the thing that I want to bring to people is that you must have fun in your life, and you must have fun also while training, because for our society, training is something that you must do it, and you have to do it, and sometimes it's not fun. Mm-hmm. People tend to do it just because they want to be in shape, okay? but training can be fun, can be a game. And also what I like about what I want to bring to people is that I feel a pity when someone nowadays cannot move anymore. But I mean, I'm not saying that you should do crazy things. I mean, from a practical and functional point of view, for my opinion, it shouldn't be that we get to 50 years old, 60 years old, and we cannot get up from the ground anymore, so we don't play anymore on the ground with children. We do not enjoy anymore our life, okay? Because the more physical possibilities you have, the more you can enjoy your life. About movement, about everything. Imagine, you're getting older. What do? If you cannot walk anymore, jump anymore, stand up anymore, you finish your life on a chair. Instead, if you can keep moving, you can still enjoy your life, go out for a hike, go out with friends, living your life. I'm not talking about something special. Enjoy your children more, enjoy the son of your children, in that way, because it should be like this. But for us, it's normal that you get 50 years old and your shape has to go down. Yes. It doesn't work like this. It's all about our society that has developed that way. So I do it because I want to let people understand that they can have fun training. I do it because we own a body and we should respect it, and being able to enjoy our body as long as we can. And then for yoga, it's kind of the same, because I always try to make the fun aspect also in my yoga classes. But yes, for yoga, it's also really good to release inner tension from the body, okay? Because thanks to yoga practice, it's not only about physical aspects, okay? One of the most important aspects is that we can relax more the mind and get away from a confused mind, okay? That comes from how our society is built up.
That's beautiful. Let's change the point of view and try to get into the point of the view of your students. What do you think your students take out of your classes, or do you have any feedbacks that they tell you they are changed because of your trainings, or they are different how they act in the world afterwards?
Yes, with the natural movement, it's easier to notice this aspect, this topic, because yes, one of the main joy for me is when I see that haha moment for everyone, when you think like, I cannot do that. But thanks to the right regression and progression, when I see this person that her face, it's enough for me to see the face of joy, when you manage to do something that you think is not possible for you, okay? So this is connected to what I think they mostly enjoy, okay? They discover that they can do something that before, maybe 10 minutes before, 30 minutes before, they thought they couldn't do that, okay? So I really like this aspect, and I think this is one of the main things they take. In the yoga practice, I think it's always about the fun. I think that this is something that I learned from some of my past teachers. I had a teacher that really had fun while having classes. And I really like that aspect, because I think you should enjoy your job. So it's always about you. If you come into the class with a mood, a serious mood, stuff like that, the people will be serious in front of you, okay? I'm not saying that it's bad to do so. It's just my way to do it. I want to have fun while teaching, so I always try to bring a good mood, happy mood when doing classes, even yoga, always with a big smile. So I think that the best thing that people get from my yoga classes is to go home with a smile.
Okay.
Then, of course, they learn a lot about the practical aspect of how to build up asanas. Also, of course, they get the benefits of gaining strength, get rid of tension in the body, get rid of tension of the mind. But I think that one of the most thing that it's that they have fun.
Okay. And I go back to the same question, because you think, or that they change as persons. I mean, they come out of the class and have fun, but when they act later as persons in society or in their group, in their family, Do you think that your training can bring changes to them that make them interact in a better or more social way?
Yes, of course. With movement, there is a lot of connection with people, okay? There is a lot of cooperation while working. And also in movement, you start in a safe environment, like in the gym. But gradually, I try to bring people into nature. And if you start to move into nature, you will start to respect more nature. So gradually, you will care much more about what is surrounding you. And I think that if you care more about the environment, of course, you will start more to care about the people that are around you. So I like this about my teaching. And yes, with the yoga practice, yeah, I think it's not the same, but here, when you come from the teacher training, there is not only the yoga practice. It's a lot about staying together with other people, creating connection, even outside of the mat. So I think that one of the main aspects of HariOm is that when you leave the teacher training, you can enjoy more the time with other people, I think.
Let's focus this question from another side regarding the potential inside of your training. Where do you think this potential does end in our society? Where are like blockages or frontiers we are talking with when we come out and bring like this yoga, this movement potential, and where does this end and why?
Okay, the problem nowadays is that we want to have everything and fast. So this is really bad. In a natural movement, yoga, you need to develop something and it takes time. Then the other important thing about this is that you need mindfulness, both for yoga and natural movement. And the problem is in the society is that we are not mindful anymore for every action we do, when we eat, when we talk, when we walk, when we interact with people. So I think this is one of the main limitations. And also another limitation is that there is too much care about what people think about us, and there is too much care about what we want people to see in us. Okay, so there is a lot of care about our picture. So the problem is that most of the people now they want a workout which gives you a nice body. Okay, so I think that this is the first limitation, because if you train or move just because you want a nice looking body, afterwards, for my opinion, there is no meaning to training anymore, and there is no real stimulation. And then you get lost in that, because maybe if you are really egocentric and narcissist, maybe you will be able to train for the whole life, but after a while you will get bored and you will stop. So this is the problem, because both of the activities that I teach, they can bring you a nice, good looking body, but it's not the main aspect. It's a consequence of what you are doing, and it's not a target. It's something that comes, directly. So this is one of the main problems that I always facing with people, because sometimes they come and what's their question? Do I get in shape? Do I doing so? So the thing is that I will think these people about, do you just look strong, or do you are strong for real? I think you have discovered in these days of training with me that looking strong is not the same from being strong, because you can have really big muscles, but if you cannot coordinate in a movement, okay, or if you do not have enough mobility, your strength, it doesn't work, okay. So I think this is one of the main limitation, and why people sometimes do not approach to this kind of trainings.
Okay. And how do you think these limitations could be overcome? What should happen in our society to really overcome these blockages and really let the potential of your training grow and flow in our society?
I think that what is happening now, even if it's something bad, I'm talking about the COVID situation and the life we are living, I think that in some sort of way will help with this kind of disciplines, okay? Because we need to get to the worst point before understanding what we are missing. And we are getting to that point. Nowadays, the people must live their life in the house, must live their life without connection and interaction with people, must live their life without feelings for how the society is developing. And I think we will get to a point in which we will not be able to handle this anymore, because we are human beings. And for live, the first thing we need is love, communication, interaction with people, okay? And we will get to a point in which we will need this, and all this kind of discipline that which also bring this up will be the disciplines that everyone will practice, I think. This kind of disciplines. There will be not just caring about the shape. This is something that I hope.
Wow, okay.
I don't know if it's gonna go that way. It's a trip that I made in my mind.
Yeah, nice. Let's come to the last question, and maybe it's just to find a final declaration and what you have already said. How would a better world or society look like for you? And how could yoga and natural movement contribute to it?
We should go back to our roots. I know it seems a bit simple and silly, but it's true, because we have too much comfort. Going more and try to enjoy and create more natural environment surrounding us, okay? So try to not leave everyone in the cities. It would be nice if we will be able to produce what we need to live. In that way, there will be less waste of gasoline, less waste of the planet in every aspect. By changing this, there could be already a really big difference. Just going back, enjoy more nature, being more in contact with nature, and start to produce more what we really need to live. Okay, in that way, we will waste much less in the world.
Okay.
So I would like this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to you.
This was Yoga Consciousness with Tiziano Dimattia from HariOm Yoga School. Thank you so much for listening, for being and working in this world. We would also like to hear from you, because whatever you think and feel about yoga, consciousness and mindfulness, how it can change society and what we can actively contribute to it, feel invited to connect with us and to share your experience and wisdom with us. You can reach us via email at mail@common.yoga. More information about our project Change the Being, Reconnect with Self, Humans and Earth can be found at www.common.yoga. Now I wish you a good morning, a good day or a good night whenever you're hearing this. All the best wishes and love until the next episode of Yoga Consciousness.